Do you know why silly little commies like me enrage an average American man? Forget about the Red Scare for a second, even though obviously this is one of the biggest components as to why this white fear leads to aggression. Think rather of the power of the unconscious, this deep visceral sensation, this quiver of understanding that lurks within the vast majority of people. It is when you're coming close to an understanding, but step away because the truth feels terrifying. There's nothing strange or unusual about it. It is normal to fear the unknown, to try to hide or run away from it. Yet it is so natural to want to question. It is so within our nature, whatever it is, to be curious. So why doesn't this average American or another one under Western hegemony want to take just a little step closer to the truth? Why does he shudder at the thought that the way things are is not set in stone? Why is he so aghast at the mere suggestion that the world can be changed, and should? Oh, of course, this hypothetical Westerner will deny any fear. It is indignation, a holy wrath against the terrible cruelty of the so-called red fascists. Denying the evidence, denying the admissions of guilt, of which there are plenty, in order to preserve one's view of the world, in order to preserve the known terror. It is so much easier to live in the delusion. And of course, these boys are going to be there in the comments, as they often are, saying, "No, it is you that is the delusional one." Picking out of the anti-communist book of fairy tales, a gazillion people dead under communism. Check. The most corrupt authoritarian government in all history of the world. Check. Stalin ate babies for breakfast. Check. Stupid tattooed communist. Check. I do not want to argue. I know that the realization haunts you. Deep within your quivering mass of scar tissue, it twitches to awake. As you lie in a dark old room surrounded by the echoes of the lies of the day, you all of a sudden face questions unanswered. Why can't I afford healthcare? Will I ever be able to afford my own home? Why am I so lonely? Is there going to be a nuclear war? Am I going to die without ever having experienced happiness? And here I am cackling at your fears and worries. Do not get me wrong, I'm jaded and tired and 37, but I haven't lost compassion, which is sometimes regrettable. I do not laugh at your misery, but at the irony of the fact that the answers are so close, yet you refuse to grasp at them. Come on, little fella, just take one little step. The truth is simple, even though it is complex. It is the dialectics, of course, everything, everywhere, all at once. The world is so vast and difficult, yet the law of the universe is so beautifully, poetically plain. Nothing is permanent but change. I'm not going to deny that my cackles are bitter too. Here I am, born in the first ever socialist project on the entire planet. Ancestors, all heroes, even if not the nicest people. Having been saved as a baby from a deathly disease by the amazing Soviet doctors, receiving the remnants of the brilliant education before all the Soviet teachers retired and died, living in a house built over half a century ago, yet still standing proudly, and not having to pay for any of it, not a single one of these things. It is so ironic how many of the Westerners swoon over the Nordic model, or look how progressive, how civilized. They provide education and healthcare to their citizens. The housing is affordable, although this is changing rapidly, and look at their sustainability efforts, so great. Yet when in the Soviet Union over 50, 70 years ago, the people have been provided with heavily subsidized housing, public healthcare of the best quality available at the time, public education that was the envy of the world. The Western world kept stealing our talent even years after the dissolution, and the earliest practices of sustainability. What reaction did and does it still get from the Westerners? Lies, lies, they scream. It was a hellhole. Breadlines, you were all poor. Yet look at you now. Are you not poor? None of the people I knew were poor in the Soviet Union. I visited a shit ton of people's houses and places of work after the decay set in the 90s, and damn, Some people were able to keep on sustaining themselves for years, even through the absolute chaos and devastation the free market brought upon us. The people got such a jump start, some didn't even realize how deeply fucked we have all been to live in a great new world of monopolistic capitalism, imperialism. But yeah, I am the delusional one, that's why I make you so angry. You just can't stand a lying little bitch like me spewing my motherfucking fiction shamelessly onto the respectable gentlemen of the internet. But at the end of the day, you and I are both meat sacks with a glimpse of what we call consciousness. And whether we continue to live or plunge right into the mouth of doom does not depend on whether you believe me today. But just like, give it a little nudge. Look into these questions a little deeper. Just poke at them. Why are you poor? Why are so many people poor? The truth is out there. Just read Marx or something, I don't care. Jokes aside, if you made it to this part of the video, I sincerely wish you happy red commie holidays. So tired. But I know the end is nigh, whether we're ready or not. So keep at it, comrades. Here is for another year of organizing, agitating, propagandizing, spreading the good old truth, and finding some joy and revolutionary optimism. Remember, it's communism or extinction. Please, can I have some communism, Дедушка Ленин? Вернись к нам. Проснись, проснись. Consider supporting me on Patreon. Do take care of yourself and your community first. I hope you have a great day today, and I'll talk to you sometime later.